Hey guys, how's it going? It's Etanyos here. Welcome to episode number 16 of this NHL 20 Draft to Glory franchise mode with the Reading Royals. Today, guys, I just need to talk to you quickly here as I want to let you know that in this recording, the sound kind of cut out. So what ended up happening was my microphone quality didn't record, but it still recorded the face cam and all the footage. So, yeah, I'm going to kind of talk over the recording, so if I'm a little off with that, you'll understand why. But, yeah, we're actually going to record this here over top, funny enough. So let me just get things set up nice and quickly here. Yeah, anyways, we're going to jump into this this franchise mode here, and we are going to get started. So let's just, switch this over nice and quickly with the editing. As you can see, we sold only 45% of our tickets. But moving into this season, there's the draft lottery, and we move from 10th to 3rd with Arizona's pick there. Our reading pick, like our own pick, does move down one spot from 4th to 5th, but that's okay as we're still going to land an elite prospect. And we're actually going to land 2 elite prospects in the first round as we land 2 top-end lottery picks. Obviously, we didn't sell 90% of our suites, but that happens. We can't do much about it. And, yeah, by the looks of it, we'll probably end up with Archer for sure, and probably Hickey or Kozlov, one of those two guys, as this is, this is how the draft's going to go most likely. So, Haas is a number 1 pick there. There's no question about that. And, yeah, that's how this is going to go, really. So, yeah, I think it's going to be between Kozlov and Archer, especially with our scout ranking. And, yeah, let's just get through the rest of this. So, as far as retiring players go, I think this is going to be a pretty big year here as, Alex Ovechkin retires with 1,000 goals in his career. That's insane. Nick Backstrom playing alongside him there with 1,395. Voracek got 1,287. Ryan O'Reilly also broke 1,000. John Carlson and Letang were at 897 and 701. And yeah, that's a pretty solid draft class, retiree class. Not the most spectacular, but yeah, still pretty solid. Lots of guys with 600 points, only a couple with 5. And yeah, that's the draft class. Looking over at goalies now, we can see that Antti Raanta retired with 276, Jonathan Bernier with 215, Kemper with 176, and Condon with 119. That's pretty much it for the goalies and the draft class, or in the retiree class, sorry. I don't think we lost any coaches here, so that's good to see because obviously hiring new coaches kind of sucks. But yeah, we deal with it. Evgeny Dadonov becomes a scout, and I think I'm going to do the interviews here. It's going to be off camera, though. So, editing the trade block here. I'm not sure we really need to throw a lot up on the trade block. We got Anthony Del Zotto up there, but, we have a lot of goalies, so that doesn't really surprise me. Yeah, I don't think we really want to trade any top prospects. Unfortunately, Chubasov has just dropped off like a rock to 76 overall, which really stinks because obviously he's one of our better prospects, but yeah, that one sucks. Jovanovski could be on his way out, so I think we're going to throw him on the block. And besides that, maybe Michael Mink too. He's already 25, only 80 rated. And yeah, not going to be the most spectacular defenseman. Anybody else that we could throw up on there? Let's see. Dylan Hunt is at the end of his contract, so this might be our last year with Dylan Hunt, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm not really seeing anybody else who I really want to throw up on the block, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue, really. And yeah, we're going to get into the NHL Entry Draft now. So kicking off the 2027 NHL Entry Draft, obviously the Royals have the 3rd and 5th pick, and I'm pretty sure I know who we're selecting, but we're going to try to make a couple trades just to land players more so than anything else. So looking for a trade here, we went to Calgary. Obviously they've landed a lot of good prospects as they've been pretty bad here in the recent years, and yeah, we're looking to maybe pick pick up a guy here. I don't know. That's a possibility, but yeah, we're still kind of just trying to figure out who exactly we're going to pick, where we're going to pick them, and what picks we need. So by the looks of it, we're going to try to get one of these trades done here in Calgary. We're going to take on Danny DeKeyser in exchange for Jovanovski and the 6th there. And we're also picking up 2/3 and a 4th, and it goes through. So that is a very good trade there for us, in my opinion. So guys, unfortunately here I did mess up with this trade, so we ended up with 3 third-rounders, which is obviously against the rules of this franchise mode, so I did end up having to trade one. So we did end up making a trade here to move this this extra third-round pick to, I believe it was Tampa, in exchange for the last pick of the 2nd round. And yeah, I think this ends up going through. I don't think we really struggled too much with it, so we traded a 3rd and a 5th. And that obviously went through as an accepted deal. So finally, guys, I had all my picks lined up and I was ready to make them. So we get started off here. And by the looks of it, Len Hickey ranked one of the better players there. But, our scouts said he was probably the 5th best player available. So Stan Kozlov as well as Omar Archer were both looking better in comparison to Len Hickey. So that's why I kind of decided to not pick the best player on the board according to the central scouting, and yeah, we decided to go with Stanislav Kozlov, a 6'1", two-way Russian forward instead of Len Hickey. So yeah, trusting the scouts here, hoping that they work, and as you can see here with our selection, Stanislav Kozlov does turn out to be actually the 2nd highest rated player in this draft so far. Calgary takes Hickey, and he turns out to be 79 rated, and then we go with Omar Archer, no questions asked, and he is also an 80 rated prospect, so you got to be happy with that. Some very nice selections there, and yeah, couldn't have gone much better, really. So simulating over to pick 36, we really just wanted to go back and check out, what was available in the rest of the 1st round that we could have missed on. Obviously, Cutler was good, but he was considered like NHL ready. Ackerstrom as well was NHL ready. But, we can only make 2 first-round selections every year. So Bobelev there as well as Salkaido there were all very good players. And, yeah, obviously we can't pick all of them, and I'm happy with the elite potential in this team now. But, yeah, a couple defensemen that would have been nice additions, obviously. And we didn't really miss on anything there. So I believe the next player we decided to go with out of everybody was actually a goalie. Obviously, we were going for potential, so Jakub Wisniewski would be our selection here. And he turned out to be a 47 rated hybrid, so not too bad, but, definitely could have been better. So for our next pick in round 2, it was the last pick of round 2, and it was we decided to take Petr Kasper here, another elite goalie. And he turned out to actually be really good. But as you can see just in front of him there, we did miss on an elite prospect in Mason Nueve. But, yeah, no, Petr Kasper being 59 rated is obviously a pretty good goalie still. Not as good as that Minnesota prospect, but, yeah, you can't pick every single player. So moving over to pick number 66 now, Eric Edwards didn't really turn out for LA, but we decided to, try and keep the streak going here for elite prospects that we were looking into. And we got a guy there in John Lewis who looks like he could be pretty good. We're just hoping he turns out to be, he's a grinder, he's elite. So we pretty much know exactly what we're getting. It's just his overall turns out to be 61 overall is pretty darn solid. He is 19, but still good physical, good shot, pretty good skating, and yeah, for that position and that pick, you got to be happy with that. So making our next pick at number 68, we decided again not to go with anybody very risky. We decided to take this Pasi Tikkanen guy as, he's 3 out of 4 bars for elite, so he's going to be at least a medium top 6 and will be a very good player overall still probably. So, there were other options most likely, but yeah, Pasi Tikkanen, going to make up for not picking Mason Nueve there, as he does turn out to be elite and is still quite a good prospect overall as we land 6 elites in a row now with Kozlov, Archer, Wisniewski, Kaspar, and then Lewis and Tikkanen. So yeah, very good players all around there. So simulating now over to pick number 98. We have a guy pinned here by the name of Caden Lopp. 3-year ETA on him for pick 112. And he's considered a low top 4 defenseman, but I'm okay with that because he's going to be pretty high rated still, as he turns out to be 66 overall in the beginning of round 4. So yeah, pretty good selection there still that I am happy with. So simulated over to pick 132. Obviously, we miss a lot of round 4 and what it had to offer, only picking once there, but we didn't actually miss all that much. You know, there's one starter there in Fletcher, and that was pretty much it. There was nothing else. Obviously, Mason Nueve was like the most insane prospect for where he was picked in this draft, but what can you do, right? Minnesota just got lucky, really. So, yeah, no, definitely a stronger draft for sure, but yeah, no, the later rounds aren't always going to be that good. Okay, so as you can see, we only have 2 prospects left to scout there or pick there along the bottom, and we decided to go over and pick Uldrich Reichel here, a 52 rated medium elite starting goalie, 18 years old, from Germany, I believe he was from, and yeah, a pretty good prospect there still in round 5. So then simulating over to round 7, I believe, because we didn't have a pick in round 6, and we didn't really want to select any prospects there. Smith turned out to be pretty good there as a goalie, but besides that, Jakobsen was a medium top 6. Anybody else? Scott was all right. And I believe that was it. I don't think anybody else was actually that good, so yeah, yeah, we didn't miss much. There's one top 6 there in Phil Tkachuk for Nashville in round 5. Millen was okay too, another medium top 6. And besides that, not much else really. So for our last selection here, we decided to go with Yarrow Peacock, a low elite sniper in the 7th round. And yeah, 50 rated, pretty solid there. So anyways, that wrapped up the 2027 NHL Entry Draft as the Royals select a large handful of very good prospects here still. Obviously, 6 medium elites is a very good haul. And yeah, no, that was just insane. So now, guys, at this point, we were into the re-signing phase, and we came across a big issue here as our franchise player in Dylan Hunt, I don't even know what that noise was, that our franchise player in Dylan Hunt is decided that he's probably walking away from the team here as he does not want to play for us any longer, which is, you know, a really sad day, most likely. So besides Dylan Hunt, there's a lot of other players that we can still offer contracts to, such as Yarrow Porter, but, you know, we got to sign a lot of guys here, and unfortunately, with our team being as full as it is with rosters, we're going to have to be very critical with who we do renew and who we don't. So, probably going to be a pretty sad day here, as guys like Krajicek and Lennox are probably not going to be sticking around for that much longer. And yeah, it's business. It's hockey, right? So, you can't really do much about it. So, out of all the contracts we went to offer here, Leo Mueller definitely getting one, as he's one of our highest potential goalies. Bedrich, Krajicek, and Lennox, again, I said, are gone most likely just because we have too many other prospect-type goalies, and they are just not that good anymore. So, yeah, Del Zotto will probably stay in the AHL. Kapitanov and Askarov can hold down the fort in the NHL, and yeah, I think that's how the signings are going to go here. So as far as other players go here, like defensemen, we got a handful of guys we definitely need to sign, such as Karpatsev and Harkins and players like that will be a little, I mean, they're entry level, so they're not going to be expensive right away, but they don't fit the best for our system either, so that is the kind of negative side of it. Looking through the top 4, it all looks good. I mean, DeKaiser probably won't stay, but same with Mink, as he appears to be wanting to walk from this team. But yeah, Danny DeKeyser, we are going to buy out. He's $1.5 million for 2 years, so get him out of here. Obviously, he was just a cap filler for a trade, really. And besides that, St. Jacques will probably make the NHL. Michael Mink. I don't know why I say Mason every time. It's Michael. Michael Mink might make the NHL, but we are going to qualify him as an RFA. Ilya Korolyuk, we are going to offer a contract to. And for $900K, that's a really good deal still, as he is only 22 years old. So besides that, Zadorov, we will sign. You know, we got a couple guys, like a handful of guys that do need to be signed here, and Mikhail Chubasov wants a ton of money. I'm not willing to give him that much, so we're going to try 1 year at $4.5 million, see if he can kind of get himself back up to the level he used to be at. And hopefully he takes that. I mean, he does want to renew his contract with the team, but besides that, Delmont here, Noah Delmont, we will sign. And I believe Brenda Moore, Harkins, and those guys we will also get contracts to. This was a slightly tedious signing phase here, as we had to go back a couple times as guys rejected due to full rosters and stuff like that. So yeah, I might just cut it to, you know, signing guys here when they actually like take their contracts. Nobody else in here was like huge money deal contracts for the most part, except for maybe Yarrow Porter, who I think we offered like a $7.5 million contract to or something like that, which he's worth. But yeah, that was really that's really all that happened here besides signing a couple rookies and players like that. Nobody else is going to be ridiculously expensive. So at this point, Hunt was going to another team. There's no question about that. But I think from here on, the recording cuts back in with the sound, and you guys will have sound with the proper face cam and everything on it from now on. Does decide to re-sign for this team. He's obviously been a pretty integral piece of this team, even though we haven't been getting the results we need. And obviously, we got 1 day left. Krajicek, Lennox, who else? Dylan Hunt. Big names leaving this team for good, probably. Oh, wow. A lot of players were not happy that Krajicek did not get a re-signing deal. Interesting. Okay, so let's see here. 2 teams interested in Dylan Hunt. I doubt we get him, as Toronto and Winnipeg both looking at a hometown kind of boy there. I mean, he's Canadian. I don't think he's exactly from there. Oh, boy. Oh, I wish we could go after these goalies, because look at how good Wallstedt is, man. That's insane. This is probably the best goalie class I've seen maybe ever, honestly. Like, that is stacked, man. That is just stacked through the ceiling. I mean, Bobkov could be a deal just to sign and trade. As much as I'd hate to do that, it's possible, and he'll hold some value still, right? So we can sign him because he's our player. We drafted him. So let's see what Ilya Bobkov thinks of a deal. I mean, it's going to slightly affect the morale of a couple other guys here, but Krajicek's in there. Nobody wants to re-sign him, which sucks because you hate to see it, right? Did Lennox make it? Yeah, Lennox is there too. No one wants him. Sad days around the free agent market, but you know, we can still pursue Dylan Hunt. Are we the only team interested in Mink right now? I mean, he is back up to an 83, so that's probably a good thing, but oh, Anton Lundell, how you doing, buddy? Jeez. He turned out quite well. Tanaka turned out well there. So Phyllis, yeah, probably not worth it. Same with Rajala. We watched him get drafted and we're like, no, we missed him, which we did. Anybody else? I think we're trying to pursue Dylan Hunt still, obviously, right? He's a number 1 overall pick in 2019. And man, I don't want to have to offer him more money than he's worth, but we're probably going to have to do that. So if we can go 4 years at 11 million, that would be the deal. And obviously Mason Mink would be a nice piece too, but I don't know what happens here. So let's advance a couple days. Obviously, Mink is protected compared to Dylan Hunt. And we'll find out right away here in the next day if Hunt signs or not. Bobkov signs. Okay. And what about... Ouch. Ooh, Michael Mink. See, that's what I was talking about with... Yeah, see, that's an expensive deal. And... Let's see, I'm going to hit remind me in 6 days. And Dylan Hunt goes to Boston, of all teams. All right, so that's, straight rivalry. And we're going to, as much as I hate to say it, he's probably going to be a hated player by the fans now based on the fact that he was our captain. He didn't like how the team was playing, so he left. You have to respect him for that. But going to a rival, like a division rival, like Boston, I mean, is he a division rival? I believe he is, which is not good. Yeah, that's not great. So 7 years, 11.075. Nice, Boston. Like, that's real classy of you, isn't it? Coyotes re-sign Wallstead. That's huge. So Mason Mink is our main target now out of our group. If he's there, I guess he's in the system, right? So already got a deal from Florida, but Florida's pick is not going to be that valuable. So I think we're just going to have to match that offer and move forward, unfortunately. But that's how things work. So, yeah, let's just advance a couple days here. And we'll probably try to find trades for Bobkov or somebody like that who has maintained some value. But yes, we are going to match this offer and probably have to trade away these picks right away. Or actually, not trade away the picks. We're matching the offer. We're keeping Michael Mink. I don't know what I'm saying at this point. So we're going to sim to the next season now. Obviously, Michael Mink rejoins. Did I say Mason? Because I keep saying Mason and his name's Michael. Anyways, let's just stop up the sim engine nice and quickly here. Go to our trading block and put some new players up here. So, we got a few players looking real promising moving forward. What the hell is wrong with Scavello? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? Man, this game is just... Oh, and we've signed Mink for 6.3 for 4 years. Oh my god. That looks so bad now. Who's up? Or what was I going to do here? Yeah, so we got... Yeah, too many draft picks. Florida's pick, right? Where? Oh no, what am I saying? God, I'm an idiot. Okay. Oy, Bobkov. Okay. So, Bobkov's a really good backup, but we also have Kapitanov, and we also have a bunch of good goalies that I don't want to throw under the bus here, right? So, I think Bobkov has to go up on the trade block along with... See, this is where tough decisions get made. Bannister, I'm happy to give a shot at in the NHL. He's going to be good probably, but his skating's trash. So, like even a guy like St. Jacques is going to have better skate. Yeah, way better skating. My God. Yeah. Lowest rated, high valued players is what we're looking for here. So, yeah, a guy like Brouwer we can probably throw up there too, as well as Not Peacock, but I will throw Hainsey on there as well. So that's our trade block. I know Bob Cove doesn't like where he is, but we got to give our younger goalies a chance, man. And if the morale kills them, the morale kills them. Like, that's what we've gotten used to at this point. This team is starting to shape up slowly. We still are missing that franchise piece. Obviously, we lose Dylan Hunt, a big name, and that's a rough offseason overall. All right, so we see a deal here that might just work out. Obviously, the Colorado Avalanche are offering us a second-round pick in 2029 and a third-round pick in 2028. If we look at how that lines up with our current draft picks and the rules we have in place, that 2028 pick fits, and the 2029 pick also fits. Okay, so that is worth it. We'll give up the 2029 fourth-rounder. That's a pretty fair deal across the board. Obviously, what do you call it? Obviously, our GM's probably going to be mad, be like, "Don't trade players so fast," but or our owner, sorry, that's the word I'm looking for. Okay, so we're seeing an interesting deal here that we cannot take, unfortunately, just based on the second-round picks from Edmonton. But 65% of the tickets sold heading into the next year. I would say this team is, I don't know, they're in between right now for, actually making the playoffs for. Man, we've missed 8 seasons in a row now. 8. Let that sink in. 8 seasons. Concession needs an upgrade, higher profits, and build a parking lot. Okay. That's our goals as far as our team goes. Let me just do some work here quickly. I don't know. I think the AHL team's actually going to surprise everyone just because the goaltending's so damn good. Like, that's what I'm seeing at this point. I don't know if that's going to happen, but okay. So this is how our team looks heading into the next season. I'm not expecting much, but this game surprises everyone all the time, and that's the only way I can put it, really. So, yeah, the team's in good shape. It's not spectacular. It's not bad. It's it's in between, and it's really, really strange, to be honest. So, maybe we look for a coaching change or something like that. We get some new players in here, both offensive defensemen in Pierce Bannister and Louis Saint-Jacques, to add to this defensive powerhouse. In my opinion, it should be a powerhouse, but Scavello just decides to drop off whenever he feels like it based on morale. And Amir Ferguson, obviously our number one man there, but that's the defense. As far as the goaltending goes, it is pretty stacked in my opinion. We got an elite goalie in Askarov there, who we got 15th overall, and then we've got Sergei Kapitanov, who has actually turned into quite a beast on his own. Just playing backup, really. He didn't put up crazy numbers or anything. Obviously, 15 wins in Pennsylvania last year seemed to be enough. But, looking here, we got Del Zotto and Mueller, who are insanely good and are probably going to surprise everybody in the AHL by going on a tear and just winning games single-handedly for the Pennsylvania Tigers, right? So that's what I'm hoping happens. I don't know if it's going to, but, everyone can hope and dream. And that's my hope for this team, not my expectation. But, forward group's solid. It's not insane. Ollison is probably the guy that I'm most excited about throughout this entire system. A lot of guys just haven't really reached their potential throughout here, and other guys have dropped off, such as Dylan Guenther. As far as the defense goes, I'm really hoping Shubasov can turn his career around, but he has thoroughly disappointed at this point, and he goes, it's all lack of ice time, which I don't fully understand. But yeah, that's how it's looking right now. I'm tempted to pull Chubasov up, send other guys down, try to throw Chubasov with Ferguson or somebody like that just to try and get better chemistry, but it really does mess up our team as it is right now. So that's the situation we're dealing with. And, man, heading into next season, let's see who they've named the captain. Probably, they named Liam Zachary. I would make the argument for Ferguson as he's the best player, but Zachary's been our best point producer and so on and so forth. our right wing is super strong and our left wing is not. So that's another issue. They've named Bryce Anthony a captain again. I disagree with that. He hasn't really been a leader, in my opinion. So I'm feeling a guy like, who's been solid throughout here? I'm feeling a guy like Marcel Audette, I think. So Audette's going to get an A. I disagree with the captaincy on Zachary. I still think he deserves an A, but I would say Ferguson is going to be the new captain of the Reading Royals. I almost said Hamilton Tigers. That shows you just how brutally rough this series has been. But let's see. Got a center here in Cooper Pisani. I'm seriously hoping he could be something special, but you never know. So I guess next episode we'll get into like a full-on season sim again, and we need results, and I haven't seen them in a long time. And yeah, this is getting really rough at this point. So, we'll get all the owner requirements done, and hopefully that will kind of boost the mentality. But yeah, this has been a brutal series so far. And yeah, that's going to wrap this episode up. So if you guys are new to the channel, please go down below and subscribe, especially if you made it to the end of the video. And also make sure you leave a like on the video. It helps the YouTube algorithm, and leave comments. But that is going to be it for me. This is Etanyos signing out, and see ya.